Hey guys, Insomnia here with some more AFK Arena. Today we are back with our Mauler team, and finally the patch has dropped, meaning that Verk is completely reworked. And as we do know, we do have him completely maxed out with a plus 30 signature item. As you can see here, he is pretty well decked out. We do have a little bit of furniture, which I'm hoping to get his 3-piece so we can really test how well he is going to perform with the rework. Biggest thing of this, of course, his ultimate skill is 20% more damage. His signature item offers more damage, plus his invisibility is now poison traps. So he actually sets poison traps behind his ally front lines. Traps are activated when enemies are in close proximity to them, and they are stunned for 5 seconds. 5-second stuns are absolutely huge. If you look at some heroes, most of them do not have a 5-second stun. It might be 1.5, might be 3, might be 4, but a full 5-second stun. So essentially, my thought to this is when you look at our team comp, when you look at Scrag, when you look at Inoki, they are going to push the heroes to the back line. If they do die on the back line, the enemies are going to come rushing, of course, to our side where the traps are already set up. Hitting those traps, giving us an additional 5 seconds of time to deal with the enemies that are coming up, which could make a difference between Sophia's ultimate going off and destroying everyone, or us actually winning the battle overall. We also did, with this patch, we got a lot of compensation. As you can see, we have 3,900 blue stones that we have gotten here. So a crazy, crazy amount of resources. So we'll go ahead and we'll get into the Elite Hero Stones. We have 3 here. Hopefully we get some Maulers, which we did get a Brutus, which is nice. Still thinking of building Brutus, Tassie and Mizoth as well. But look at our blue stones. Here we have 30 already. So we are going to have a crazy amount of food. And I believe we can collect up all those, 3,900 more. I don't want them to all go to the mailbox, but there's a Mizoth, there's a Brutus, got another copy of Tassie. So we can look at building some of our off factions, because again, we are going to have a ton of food. And this one might break it with 65 rares. There we go. Still going. All right, so there's our rain of blue heroes that all went to our hero tab. We'll go ahead and pop all of these as well, because we do have a lot more to do with the resonating crystal. So hopefully gain some levels there. Got another copy of Naru, but look at the rare heroes. So we'll go ahead and make a lot more elites. Again, giving us a lot more food. 3 more food across the faction. All right, so for summons ourselves, we have 30 scrolls. We have 200, so companion points. We have 1 Mauler summons, 14,000 there. But we have Skarath as our choice hero. So I'm thinking right now we're just going to go ahead and finish up Skarath, which I believe we have double copies of him, so we don't even need him for a choice hero. So we just need food, which we do have. And then I'm thinking Titus. Titus is going to be the next hero if we get a couple copies of Drez, but we will go ahead. We have copies of Titus. We have copies of Brutus, so we can focus on building them next because we already have a lot of Ascended heroes at this point. So let's go ahead and we will get into our summons, which we'll go ahead and we'll use our companion points first. Hopefully some Maulers as we continue. There's 2 more rare Maulers. Second summons need some elites, which nothing on that one. We'll get into our regular summons. This one will actually swap to our Maulers. That way when we're ready to use them. All right, so 30 scrolls here. A couple more rare cards. Another rare Savius. Need some elites, and there's our first one. Hopefully it is another Mauler. Copy of Inoki, so we might be able to take him to, I believe, 2 stars or 3 stars at this point. He is definitely getting up there for him being a newer hero. 20 red chests right there. We will continue to build him. Auto ascend, a little bit more food. All right, so a couple more summons. And also, thank you for everyone who voted for the Celestials, the Hypogeans, and the Dimensional Heroes, which another elite there, which is Mizoth. Holy cow, that's double Mizoth. What are the chances there? Celestials, Hypogeans, we are going to let into the accounts as well as Dimensionals. So we're going to do it a free-for-all. copy of Oscar there to go ahead and allow those heroes into the faction team. So as we continue to build Taylene, as well as the other heroes, if we get copies of them, we are going to incorporate them into the teams as we see fit or as we do need them. So a couple more Ascended heroes, a lot more rare heroes, a lot more food there, which we get a double copy of Naru. All right, so hopefully a Mauler here. We need an elite, which we got one. Very nice. We know it's going to be a Mauler. It is a copy of Skarath. Very nice. Still going to build him. Definitely going to be the next hero. I want to see how well he performs with Verk, how well he performs with Sophia, Nemesu, and Satrana. Another hero we have not really gotten many copies of. We do have one pull here, so we're still looking for Taylene on these accounts, which we get just some more resources. So everything else in here in the store, we are actually saving our guild coin at this point. As you can see, saving all our stones, our labyrinth tokens. We are saving everything so we can pick up Nakaruru first. She is going to be the next hero that we're going to pick up, and then we'll get SEO. Well, saving for Arthur. So once we get those out of the way, we'll save for Arthur and continuing to just build heroes overall on this account. So let's look at the resonating crystal really quick. As you can see, we have 98,000 essence, which a majority of those came from the upgrades they did to the noble rewards, bringing us to 285, 286, and this is the first team we're utilizing after we've done the patch update, so I'm not sure exactly. It looks like 287, maybe 288 already. So we are definitely almost pushing the max level. 315 is the max that we can go on this account. I think we're going to be short on essence, which we are a little bit short on essence, but 288 is where we are right now as we continue to get more 5-star heroes to fill this team out. All right, so furniture, we have 17,000, still sticking with all of our Mauler team here. So Skarath will be able to get up. A lot of signature items, a lot of heroes here that we are building, as well as Taylene. Even though we only have her at Legendary, I still want to get her furniture, as well as Satrana. But I'm thinking we're going to drop her out because I want to pick up Titus. Titus will be the one that we'll build next, just because we've kind of went back and forth, but Titus we have the copies of, just like Brutus. Titus I would definitely like to see and build him. Satrana, we haven't gotten any furniture yet, so hopefully we get 1 or 2 pieces of red furniture here would be absolutely amazing, especially if we get another one for Verk, because it would give him his 3 set. The only one that we have right now is Sophia with her 3 set, and there's our first piece, which is Taylene again. I believe we already have 1 or 2. On all of my accounts, Taylene, I've gotten more furniture for than I think any other hero. So a little bit more furniture there, and I think that might be it. But we do get 1 rare card there. All right, so we do have Scrag, we do have Verk, and we're going to go with Verk. Let me make sure, because I'm pretty sure Verk already has his 2 set bonus, which we've seen a little bit earlier, which we do. So we will actually set up for his 3 set bonus here, which is what I'm saving the red cards for. So there's our furniture piece for Verk. Hopefully it's a new one, which it is. So that will give him overall his 3 set bonus. Collect all mythic furniture, which is very, very cool looking background there. So we will auto place. There we go. So that is his 3 piece, which is going to be poison. So essentially, I thought we had his 2 piece. Maybe we didn't have his 2 piece. I thought it said 2 piece. Maybe. Oh, that's weird. I wonder if I had to set it first, because I see the little diamond under where he's at. There it is. Not sure what was going on with that. Maybe because I didn't save it. Verk's normal attacks and Mania ability deal 35% more damage to enemies that have been poisoned. Remember, he does the poison vial, and they do get poisoned additionally by the poison traps. So 2 ways to go ahead and poison those heroes overall. Then I think I'm going to go with tanking for the rest of them, just because So we'll go Maulers, we'll go tanks. We do have 3 solid tanks there. Anything that we can build for Scrag definitely helps. Anything we can build for Enoki, exact same, definitely helps. I know we do have Vework and we do have K-Sauce, but overall, we can do the last one for, let's say, the mages, because we know we're going to have Skarath as well, and we already have Sophia. All right, so that'll do it for our furniture. So let's go ahead and look at the temple and level some of our heroes up. So Maulers first. This is the one we're looking for, which we do have a little bit of food here. So we got Brutus, Satrina, Drez, Titus, which we have. So I believe we're going to go ahead. Oh, we're not going to have enough. Those are single ones, they're not elite plus. So we are still going to be short on food. Wow, that's crazy with the amount of blue heroes. Did we pop all the rest of them? I believe we already did. So even there, we're not going to have enough because we're not using Satrina. So we have 3 there. We don't have a 4th. So we are still going to be 1 short of having a 4th. We don't have any Sophia or Scrags either. Oh, that's super disappointing. I wanted to see Skarath built even with the crazy amount of rare heroes we got. Do not have enough food. We only have 3 there. We do have the double copies of him to take him to Legendary Plus, or excuse me, Mythic Plus. And then also to take him up to Ascended. We already have the copies. But unfortunately, we're not going to be able to progress him as of yet. Light Bearers, we have a lot more food. Here we're working on Hendrik. I believe we're going to wait and build Gwen on this one because it looks like we just have a ton of food, but not many heroes overall. Still looking, need a couple more copies of Saurus here, a couple more copies of Eron to get him up a little bit further. Still waiting on Namora. Graveborns. So hopefully we can get someone up here, which we do have Baden. We already have Pharrell up. So we just have a lot of food there, 2 copies of Oden, which still on the fence. I'd love to build Damon, but we don't have any copies of him. And then the Celestials. Nothing to do there. Hypogens, got some copies of Mezoth. Dimensionals, we don't have any. So that will do it. So overall, that will do it. Let's go ahead and look at the heroes themselves. Unfortunately, very disappointed we can't get Skarath up any higher, but Verk did get his 3-piece bonus. So Sophia, her gear is pretty well done. We might have, one more tier 2 stone. So her gear is done. All T2 Mauler gear with a plus 30 signature item. Scrag still working on his gear as well. I believe we might have some tier 2 stones here as well. So adding a ton of hit points and a lot of attack there. 720 defense overall. We do have Nemitsu, which still leveling up his gear. Don't have that much specific, but we might be able to add, still taking his signature item to a plus 30 at this point. Just because we want the survivability for the totems. I think when we get a little more gear, he is doing very, very well as support and regeneration. But the ability to add a lot more health to the totems will be vital for his progression. Plus, we do have one of his items. Warwick stays at plus 20. Verk, again, I think we can just do some resets here. Hopefully we have 2. If we can pull some Maulers. We have not gotten lucky with Mauler gear at all. So go ahead and abandon that. We'll give it 1 more reset. Mauler agility gear, I have 1 piece, and that is it. And unfortunately, nothing for that one either. But overall, I have only seen 1 piece, which is the weapon that we have got in Mauler specific gear. And then we have Enoki. Enoki's gear is looking pretty good as well. Have some tier 2 gear there. And again, when it comes to the Mauler gear, haven't seen much specific Mauler gear. And then Skarath is already at plus 19, so we'll take him to plus 20 right now. Damage is increased to 90%, so adding a lot more damage there. As soon as we get 1 more Elite Plus hero, we can take him all the way up to Ascended, which will be awesome. So overall, that is the Mauler team. So we are on 27-12, just like all of the other teams. They are into 27 and making a lot of progression into 27. Overall combat rating is up to 26 million, so definitely making some progression, which comes from leveling up the resonating crystal. If you've seen the faction accounts, most teams were stuck at 27-12. This is where they got caught. Once they got through here, pushed through quite a few boss stages overall. So let's go ahead and we'll get into the campaign. So here we are on 27-12. Let's see if rework really does make a difference. So we're going to go ahead and run a couple stages here. As you can see, Iran just snatched him up right there. Luckily, he did not die because remember, now he does not have his invisibility. Even though he does more damage, he does not do a visibility. So let's look at the damage here. 17 million, so pretty much destroyed the entire opposing team on that stage, bringing us to 27-16. Again, we're going to keep Verk in the bottom. I know Iran's going to pull him. As you can see, though, Verk drops 5 traps, which is very, very cool. So if the enemies do come on our side, there is stun traps set pretty much all over the battlefield. Let's look at the damage on this one. 24.4 million. So he, again, just absolutely destroyed the team there on 27-16. Let's go ahead and look at some of these substages. That way we can get a real feel for how he's doing. It seems like he's doing a crazy amount of damage, which is just completely eclipsing what Sophia would do, but he died there pretty early. Again, seeing the traps up. But let's look overall at his damage. I believe Sophia is going to have this one. Almost 21 million damage from Sophia. So the combination of those two, Sophia and Verk, because Sophia is buffing the damage that Verk is doing, and Sophia herself just does a lot of damage with the Falling Sun ability. As you can see, Brutus was unfortunately immune to the traps, so he didn't pop the traps there. But the damage here, 19 and 10 million. So Verk doubling up the damage that Sophia is doing, which, like I said, with this combination, Sophia is supercharging Verk's damage, which is always very, very cool to see. And then if the enemy does come to the back line, they are going to get stunned. So overall, he is doing a ton more damage in these stages. 10 million, 8.5, almost 9 million there from Verk. So definitely raising the bar for the amount of damage that he's doing. 27-20, got an Athalia stage here. Hopefully that Inoki can take care of it with the shields, which Verk, again, went down pretty early. This was the problem we had with him before, was his survivability. A majority of the time, he would die pretty early in the battle. Similar to Kasos, does a lot of damage very, very shortly. 24 million damage there because Verk died early on this one. But Sophia still carrying it with the static field, bringing us to 27-24. So pushing through a lot of boss stages here. There's our little stun. Verk's ult, not enough to get it done. Once Chimera ults, and this is where some of the teams that lack CC, similar to this team, once Chimera ults, it's pretty much over at that point because of the incredible amount that she does. Even though your Chimera doesn't do that much damage, as you can see right there, the enemy Chimera, especially being at level 340 where they're at, just destroys Inoki there. Inoki took 1 second, just absolutely destroyed Inoki. So we're going to swap this team up a little bit. Looks like not having too much luck on this one. Verk and Sophia are both turning around to deal. Well, that one was a lot closer, but are turning around to deal with Sylvana. So let's go ahead. It will take out Inoki. Let's go with Kasos on this one. See if bringing a little more damage is going to make a difference. Which even there just absolutely destroyed. They are doing so much damage in such a quick fashion. And again, not having very much CC on this team or crowd control makes it really difficult. So I'm thinking we might have to swap in Warwick. But again, we're just getting destroyed here on this campaign stage. So let's go ahead. We'll swap in Warwick for a couple. See if he can do it, which just got destroyed. All right. So that'll do it for our team. Tried it over 30 times, which that's kind of the cutting point. So in 3 boss stages down there, so 12, almost 14 stages. So let me know in the comments what you think. Verk is doing a ton more damage, which I love. And as always, thank you guys for watching.